Welcome to Monkey See,
Monkey Review.
where this week we are covering the season finale of Star Wars The Bad Batch.
So, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the episode, go watch it. Come back. We'll talk about it. And yeah, here we go.
All right, so if you're still here, I assume you have seen it, and you probably have the same feelings we did. Utter disappointment. So
last week's episode was more of a season finale than this week's episode. It was like a bonus episode of just, here we go.
Yeah, this episode really came across to me like, okay, we don't want you to wait till next season to see if they live.
Yeah, really. They should have just waited till next season. That would be episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah, if they would have picked up with season 2, episode 1, and Kamino Lost, which is, by the way, the name of this episode.
Yep.
I would have been like, okay, cool, I can deal with it. Okay, we started off a little slow, that's fine. But we ended on a very, very slow note.
Yep.
Not a bad episode.
No, it was more just kind of tying up the story between the Bad Batch and Crosshairs.
Yeah.
And finishing that out.
That's
pretty much it.
And I really feel like just them showing us that Kamino is no more.
Very sad. Now, did you pick up on the fact that whenever the Empire's about to pull out, the clone trooper walks up and tells the Admiral that all the Kaminoan.
The
Kaminoan. I hate that word, man.
One season in and we're still struggling.
Yeah, Kaminoan facilities are all destroyed and under the water.
Yeah.
And, the pause there, and even even with the inhibitor chip, that he was still emotionally I just destroyed my home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I caught on to that and I was just like, okay. Because that was still very close to the beginning of the episode. I was like, man, if we're going to get this kind of emotion out of this episode, this is going to be a good episode.
Because there's been some good episodes.
There has been, man. This whole season as a whole has been really good. Overall, I mean, definitely some slow points, but overall, loved it. Yeah. But this episode was very close to the bottom of my list of really memorable episodes.
Yeah.
This really just, like you said, closed up the whole story between Hunter and Crosshairs.
Mostly. I still think that Crosshair has his inhibitor chip.
Okay, so you did.
In there. I do, because in one scene right before they finally go to the surface.
Oh, yeah.
In the medical pods.
Yes.
He holds his head there.
He's holding on
holding on that side of the head, almost like there's still something there kind of messing with his thoughts, I think.
Yeah. I missed that. I mean, I only got to watch it twice today, but I did miss it. I'll go back and check that out. But it really, to me, I feel like something else is going on. We also see a lot in this episode where he is angry he
feels betrayed.
Yeah, he absolutely feels betrayed. Evident.
But he kind of comes around to Omega a little bit, and but he questions her through most of the episode. But it kind of comes around
at the end. He tells her, he's like, we're even now.
Yeah, I still think he did it not just because he owed her. I think he did it because he wanted to.
I agree with that. I think that is just the easy way to sit there and kind of swallow his pride of not having to actually be the one to say, okay, yeah, maybe y'all are not completely wrong.
What about Wrecker, man?
So, Wrecker.
Why have you not tried to come back to us, bro? We still would have taken you. And after everything that you've done, you were still my brother.
Yes.
And I would still have taken you in.
Yes.
You should have come to us.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've had a lot of great Wrecker moments this year. But that was absolutely one of my favorite ones because it showed again just his genuine care for his family.
Yep.
And his brothers. Yeah. And now his niece/sister, Omega.
Technically older sister?
And about to actually go into that. And we get it confirmed that she was there when they were created.
It also explains why we haven't seen her before, because she was kept hidden until recently.
Right.
So maybe she didn't come to the surface until after Order 66?
Maybe. We have no idea when she really started making her appearance. We know that the Prime Minister... I think it was probably orders from the Prime Minister to keep her hidden, and Nala absolutely saying, no duh.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to keep her down in the secret bunker, and we're going to keep her safe until we actually need her. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was really interesting because Tech was the one, because they call it out saying, hey, she's definitely older. And Crosshair is like, what? And Hunter's like, what? Because they weren't there for that first conversation.
Yep. Even Hunter was when they finally get to the lab. He's like, what? Where in the world are we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really liked seeing his reaction to like, what is really going on here? And I think that might have been a moment too for Crosshairs where he's just like, so we were manipulated a lot more than what I thought.
Yeah.
I think that's going to come back to play later in season 2.
Season 2, I think, is going to be crazy, man. Either Crosshairs does have his inhibitor chip in, or he doesn't have it in, and he's truly just supporting the Empire. Yeah. I think you're going to see just one bad man coming out.
Absolutely.
And just taking people out, following orders left and right. No more, internal struggle with his old team.
Yes. I really think that's going to be the case too, where he is, he no longer has that emotional connection. He does, but he doesn't. I do think at the end of the series, potentially he'll die saving everybody else. I would actually like to see him saving Omega, because I think that would really bring the whole bitterness rivalry to an end. I feel like in his emotional and potentially damaged mind, seeing her as the replacement for his connection with the brothers. So I think we'll see that depending on how many seasons we get. I mean, this is a series that probably could go on for a very long time.
Yeah, and at this point, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Because, when we started with the Clone Wars series, you know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
You know at the end, we're getting Order 66.
Absolutely.
Right? So at the beginning of that series, you're like, we know where this is heading. Mm-hmm. This is all new in between, though. We get a little more depth to the story. Mm-hmm. And now we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah. I mean, this is really one of those moments where we don't have a lot of information. Even in the comics, even in the books, you get the in-between, the dark times, as Obi-Wan called it, where the Empire went from the Republic to the Empire and the iron fist of control.
Like Crosshair says, the Empire is going to control the galaxy.
Yes. And I'm going to be a part of it. Yep. Yes. That was one of those moments where I was just like, okay, so he has a really good grasp on the situation.
He understands what's going on. He understands the Empire, and he understands that he's a soldier, and he's perfectly content on being that guy.
Absolutely. Okay, so essentially, we haven't really broke down the episode. Here's the 2-second. It's the Great Escape.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, they're literally from the beginning to the end, they're just trying to get off of that pod of Kamino facility and back to their ship.
And we
get a lot of like little bumps and bruises along the way. How many times is somebody going to get caught under something in this episode, though?
I know, right?
It was just like, okay, that's 1, 2, 3. I mean, I feel like I need a little whiteboard to start checking them off. It was interesting, though, seeing them return to their old barracks.
Yeah, that was one of the only rooms that was still inhabitable.
Yeah.
And then they still had their board there.
Yeah.
And even across
successful missions.
After all of that, you still left me.
Yeah.
Just betrayal.
Yeah. And again, that just drives home the fact that he does feel betrayed. But at the same time, his brothers have the same right to feel betrayed as well.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they went through so much. They had to deal with their family, member betraying them. Yeah. So, I don't know. Great episode, not great episode. It really just depends on your pace. Like, if you really want the fast-paced, high action, you're going to be a little bored with this one. If you're looking for the really deep relationship connecting moments, then you know what? You're probably going to really enjoy this. If you're like me and I really like the in-between, I don't like a lot of action, but I want some character development. Yeah, this one might be a little bit of a snoozer for you.
Yeah, because we basically end with the Bad Batch flying away and leaving Crosshairs on the platform.
Yeah.
With no way off the planet. And they basically just don't care.
Right. I was just sitting there going, could y'all at least leave the man a communicator?
I know.
That way he could, or like a little flare gun if, the Empire flies over.
Just like, all right, you don't want to come? Peace out.
Right. Exactly. It's like, okay, well, you can just stay here. So, I mean, season 2's opener, he's still sitting there on there, got a full-grown beard, full long hair.
We went Castaway, man.
Yeah, for real.
We went straight Castaway. We're gonna have Wilson out there on a little wooden raft. That'd be his helmet with his hand.
Right.
Hey, Hunter. It's going to be Hunter instead of Wilson.
You left me, you jerk.
Floating away. I'm so sorry, Hunter. Don't do it. Come back. Anyways.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's a moment of insanity right there.
Old school movie
we have
right there.
Yeah. But I mean, it's gonna be one of those things where season 2, like, if they just kind of like wink and nod, walk away, like, how did he get off the platform? Oh, don't worry about it.
It's exactly what's going to happen, though.
It is.
You're not going to get any type of closure of how he got off planet, I don't think.
Yeah, if we get closure, I'll be more surprised than if we don't get closure. It's like, wait.
Yeah, they're gonna
but it's going to keep me up at night.
Probably have some sort of time jump.
Yeah. I'm hoping so. I hope we get a little bit of a time jump. I would like to see them. So, okay. Let's rate this episode, then we'll talk about what we'd like to see in season 2.
All right, so we'll rate the episode, then let's talk about the end scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we got that end scene. It's really good.
So I'm going to rate this probably a 2.
Yeah.
Out of everything, this is not how I expected this season to end.
Yes.
I expected, especially after the last episode. Like, last episode was amazing.
Right.
It just dynamic. Mm-hmm. Oh. And this episode was just like, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a little bit more than that. I'm going to give it at least like a 2.8 because it really pivoted. It could have gone really good, or it could just even went slower. I'm going to give it a 2.8 just because of the fact that they saved Daisy.
They did.
Yeah.
But that was about the, pulling the heartstrings even more. Like, no.
Right. I was like, dude, no. Okay. But that was a good moment because everybody was drawing up on Hunter as soon as he turned around. It was just like, they ain't playing with you, boy. Mm-hmm. So it was a good episode in that part. But the ending scene, for me, is what makes that extra 0.8 on the scale.
Yeah, the ending scene, I'll give a 5.
Yes.
I mean, but the rest of the episode, that's 2.
Yeah.
Because, we get more commando troopers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So they're really pushing that
We
trooper
got
now.
So many commando troopers in this episode, in that scene.
Yeah, because until this point, the only commando trooper we've ever seen has been Wolf. No, Gregor.
Gregor.
Yeah, so Gregor is the only commando trooper, even in the Clone Wars series, it was Gregor.
Yeah.
And that's where he got blown up.
Yes.
And he survived. So Gregor has been the only commando trooper we've seen, basically, until that point, right?
Absolutely.
And that we've known.
Yes.
Until the Bad Batch.
Yeah. It was a good episode in that part where at the season finale. So season finale, you get a little after story scene where they're going to a completely different location than what we've seen before.
Yep.
This is a whole new facility. It's an Empire shuttle coming landing inside of a mountain.
Yep.
That has been turned into a base. And commando troopers walk Nala Se off of the ship, and out walks this woman, big spec glasses.
Like a
tech, yes. And she is wearing a cloner emblem that we saw in The Mandalorian season 1. The gentleman who was trying to get the DNA from Grogu, known as the child at that point, but Grogu, the child, as my son calls it. Oh, cool baby.
See, I did not pick up on the patch the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, like we were talking about, how hopefully this is now tying everything in together.
Yes, and I think this also could be their attempt to try to tie in the cloning of Palpatine in the sequel series, in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, because the Empire's up to something and it hasn't really been explored.
Right.
We don't have no idea what's going on in that aspect, so...
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where we go with it in season 2, because I think in season 2 we're definitely going to get the Rebellion of the Clones. We're going to get the cloners trying to recreate the information from the Kaminoans. But I think Nala Se is going to be the one who winds up destroying most of that information.
It would be interesting. And then that may even tie into season 3 of The Mandalorian too.
Yes, season 3, which I don't think they've started shooting for it now. I think it's supposed to be spring of 2022.
They're shooting it now, but
are they
they're not
already?
Releasing it until
right.
Yeah, they pushed it back I think a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they just wrapped up
Everything's getting pushed
Boba,
back.
or they're about to finish up the Boba Fett,
And go into post.
and then go into post, and then start filming the season 3 of The Mandalorian. It's right around.
Yeah, like it's
We're in that
all
zone
like
right
bumping
now.
right up against each
Yeah.
other.
So basically, once they get done with the Book of Boba, they're gonna immediately start filming season 3 of The Mandalorian. So
Yes.
I think it just finished filming.
Yes.
And they're going into post, or they may be just now starting.
They're getting
the
close.
filming.
Last I looked.
So we're getting either early 2022. We'll get season 3.
I'm gonna go as far as say spring.
Something in that's
That
still
way,
early.
yeah,
First quarter.
Yeah,
Of
it's first quarter. Yeah,
2022.
yeah. I think we're gonna get it probably March, April, somewhere in that range. That way you have enough time to really digest Book of Boba Fett. That releases in December.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go right from Boba directly into season 3.
I don't think so because I want.
And then
Typically, what they do is they'll sit there and they'll give a few
you get a couple
month
weeks
or so.
Because I think we'll do Boba. We'll get season 3 of Mandalorian, and then I think we'll
Yeah.
get Bad Batch season 2, starting in the summer again.
I would love to get that.
I'm pretty sure that's what they've.
I could see them actually holding out Mandalorian season 3 until May the 4th.
See, I figured they'd bring in the Bad Batch again,
They may,
or right around that time.
but I think it would make more sense knowing how Disney does things on certain days. I don't know. Half a dozen of one.
We could be getting an Ahsoka series then.
Yeah.
We could be getting, there's
The Obi-Wan series, please go ahead and start shooting.
Look, they already started shooting.
I hadn't heard that.
I saw some pictures recently of them on set.
I'll have to get on that.
Yeah.
I'll have to start looking that up.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that the other day.
I hope you did.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I hope I'm wrong.
Right, I'll tell you, I cannot wait for that series.
There's
Obi-Wan has just become such a wonderful character through
has.
just the movies in general, but the Clone Wars series,
Yes.
the Rebels, all of it has
All of it,
just
man.
beautiful.
Such a great development of his character over the last decade.
Hello there, General Kenobi.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, we're
Yeah,
rambling here.
sorry. We're totally ADD right now.
Yeah. So
yeah.
end of the episode. Hopefully, going to lead to a lot of future content
projects.
and
Yes.
tying into a lot of things.
Yes.
So really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm really fired up. I think it's going to be a great. I think season 2 is probably going to be even better than season 1. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
I hope they just build and it
Yeah.
just keeps getting better and better. Because eventually, that's how Rebels was.
Absolutely.
It started out
yeah,
kinda slow,
season
but
1
then
was good, but it got better.
that last season was phenomenal.
From the jump, dude.
Yeah, just-
from the jump, man. But anything else you want to throw in there, my friend?
That's
All
it.
right, guys.
I love Star Wars. Y'all
We-
keep giving me some content. But
Right,
make it
please.
good content because
Good. Oh, that's the thing.
yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Guys, thank y'all for being here with us for season 1 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. And we will see you on the next project, which is Star Wars Visions,
Yeah.
which I think is coming out next month.
Yeah, it's soon. Yeah.
It's in September, I
Yeah.
believe. So we'll see y'all. We'll be covering that. But love you guys. Do us a favor. Hit like
Subscribe.
and leave a comment. Those of you who have been commenting, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And we will be talking to y'all soon. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.